Welcome to the Crimson Room or something like that.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, sweetie.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Please take a seat.
No need to be nervous. The Crimson Room welcomes you.
Oh, welcome to the Crimson Room. You look so sweet.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Enjoy your stay.
Hi, welcome to the Crimson Room. Have a seat, please.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, darling.
Yara Daza. Welcome to the Crimson Room.
Oh, hello there. My master has been expecting you. Please, come this way and enjoy your time in the Crimson Room.
Here we go. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ. How's it going, everybody? It is I, Sadistic Spirit Guide Yokai Papiwolf, and we're joined by my beautiful, gorgeous, ever so amazing wife, Stoni Faye. Huh.
My motto keeps going black.
Oh, was it your thing?
On your thing, my model keeps going black, and I'm not sure if it's my fault or your fault or something.
It might be. It could be Discord.
Probably Discord. That's fine. Hey.
Yeah, Discord looks like it's fighting.
Give me 1 second, actually.
Alright, you're good. No worries. I'll give you a quick second. Yeah. I think it's just the internet connection that's causing this.
Yeah, it's because it's stormy and all that.
I think Laredo just takes a lot processing power.
Do you want me to just send my...
Here, I'm just gonna set it up PNG style. Give me a second. Because my I do I only just give me a second only cuz like my
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the virtual camera and shut down my OBS.
There we go. You're so big. I can make you just a bit bigger. There we go. That's fine. Does your avatar squeak, or does anybody's avatar that squeak? Don't know what that means. Gaming giant. I have no idea what that means. All right. You better, love. You've done taking down everything.
Yeah, you could probably take that.
Huh?
Why does it look so gray? It looks so white. Peach.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's fine. Hello.
I gave you 300 hearts. Thank you so much for that. So sorry because this episode started off a little chaotic. We're trying to figure some stuff out. How's it going, everybody? This is I, Statistics Brigade Yokai Papiwolf. We're joined by my beautiful wife, Stoni Faye. Introduce yourself, my love.
Hi, I'm Stoni Faye, your neighborhood apothecary trainee to the oldest known apothecary in the land.
Thank you for the like trend. I just wanted to say thank you for coming in because this wasn't initially planned. We were supposed to have another guest, but that guest had let me know like at least a week or two before that he wasn't be able to make it. So I asked my wife that would be perfect if she joined me on Valentine's Day to do this episode. So she was nice enough and more than willing to come and jump on this with me. So I thank you, my love, for coming in.
I was actually really excited that you asked me. I've been excited all week.
I think it'd be fun to tell, like, so how do we get this how we met, I believe, is probably one of the funniest ways I think people can naturally meet, like, not just in terms of just getting in contact with each other, but like actually like becoming acquainted with one another. I think is one of the funniest reasons how. Thank you for all the likes of the lives. I really appreciate that. Do you remember how we met?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the story or should I?
You can tell it because I feel like you're better at telling it than I am because I miss a lot of like details. Because drama.
Okay. So, me and Stoni met I want to say at least 4 years ago, 5 years ago, about 5 years ago. We'll round it up. I was browsing through. There used to be this dating app known as My Yearbook. It was like a social media app. They had rebranded after I think something had happened with their minors and their algorithms because the website would promote.
Is it like 13 and up?
Yeah, it was very much like everywhere. So they had to rebrand. They kind of rebranded themselves as like a little bit more loose Facebook, where it was like, hey, the whole point is to like get to know people around your area. And then they partnered up with a bunch of other dating websites and
BLF and Scout.
Yeah, so they basically made a lot of sister accounts, or they basically bought a lot of accounts. They combined them together and they implemented video chatting, or video streaming, which was like really big. Like this is at the time where like every app that's dating tries to incorporate video streaming simply because it gives creators personality and it gives them the ability to like make a personality. Regardless of that, I had been in my local area and I had saw that somebody was live, and it happened to be Stoni. So I had popped in her live. She used to do kind of like what the equivalent of duets would be. She would duet with a friend, and I just happened to be a fly on the wall. I had just started streaming, I want to say 3 months in. I had got my computer, I had got my model, and for fun I would kind of stream on that model. And I just happened to talk to her. She wasn't really like, she was very apparent that she was taken. She had what I call like the resting bitch face. So she.
Do I really have resting bitch face?
When you're not entertained, when like people annoy you, you have resting bitch face. So,
okay.
This is before your computer broke, your PC that you made.
Oh yeah, before, you know.
Yeah, so you had said you were still with your ex at the time, and you were just kind of just talking with the person, and then I was like, oh, she seems hella cool. I thought it would be cool if we could, because you said you game, and I was like, awesome. Like, at the time I was an aspiring creator. I was trying to make a lot of friends with anybody who would want to be friends. My whole goal from making connections was I was hoping that we could collab on something, whether it be like Fortnite or something along those lines. And you were kind of like, whatever. You kind of blew me off a bit, and I was fine. I was like, hey, you know what, it is what it is. And he said, hey, like, you guys, huh?
To be fair, during that time of like my Twitch, like, I was a face cam streamer at that time. I was back and forth between face cam and PNG. And two, I really wasn't comfortable doing any collabs. I mean, given my situation.
Yeah, you had I think you originally had like a Discord, and I think you had just said, hey, if you guys like my stuff, add me on Snapchat and we can hang out and talk. And I was like, all right, fuck yeah, I'll add her on Snapchat because she seems cool and I like her vibe. And you were always talking about like witchy stuff, and I was like, I fuck with that stuff. And we didn't really even talk really. I think I just had added you, and it was just a small like 2-sentence back and forth conversation, and then it was just dead, and that was cool. I really wasn't like at first pursuing you in any way. I wasn't trying to romantically pursue you. I think I was just kind of like, oh, whatever, it's cool. And you did block me, or you removed me from your friends, which I didn't really take it as offense, only because of the fact that like we weren't close, we weren't talking. It was just like, yeah, I get it. Hey, you know what? You're cleaning your friends list. People who want to talk to you, people who don't want to talk to you. Like, it made sense to me that you were like, hey, I'm just not interested in like of talking at all, like being friends. And I was like, hey, that's cool. It is what it is. Only for like hours later for you to message me like, hey, I like you, or no, not I like you, but you're like, hey, sorry, my boyfriend did that. He like he blocked all these people that I talked to and stuff. And I was like, hey, it is what it is. No worries. I hope you guys can fix whatever the fuck is happening between you. Because like, again, I really wasn't looking at you romantically. Yeah, you're saying?
I remember in the beginning we were like, that wasn't the agenda.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and it was, and I was honestly sort of towards the getting over my current person, my ex at that time.
Yeah.
You know, because yeah, he was just an asshole. I mean, he literally went through my entire friends list on all of my social media. Mind you, I set my phone down. He didn't even ask. I just set my phone down and went to go do something. And then I come back and like half of my friends lists on everywhere is gone. It pissed me off.
Man, it was crazy.
But I was also too busy for say shit at that time. So.
So yeah. We had just we were like very like, I wouldn't say we were like talking at all really. We were just, you know, hanging out. Or you would just see my live and you would be like, oh, that's cool, I like that you have a model and stuff. And then I had started streaming on Twitch one time, and you came into the chat because you actually followed me, because I followed you on Twitch. And, you know, like, I didn't really think too much of it. And then you followed me back. And thank you so much, Omega, for coming in. I appreciate you. Also, that is the guest that I originally was supposed to have. Great sport. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, so you had came into my chat. You were very flirty. And I at first I was really just like taken aback, because I was like, I'm pretty sure she's just like, my first impression was, I'm sure she's flirty with everybody. Like, I don't think she means what she's saying. Because again, I'm operating with the knowledge that you have a boyfriend. You there, my love?
I remember that. Sorry. I'm here. I remember that. I just don't like. I don't remember why. I do remember something around. I'm pretty sure that arsenic. Refer to him as arsenic because, I mean, you know, but
Yeah, you refer to your ex. Yeah.
Because I don't like to give power to people's names who don't deserve it.
Of course.
And names do hold power. So I don't like to give energy to that person. And so I have code names for the people that I find don't deserve me to actually say who they are.
Of course.
And so arsenic, I believe at that time, I think I caught him talking with other girls or had a Tinder or something of that point. It was always the same shit, different Tuesday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I believe that was kind of the trigger point, and it was not 100% driven by, oh, well, fuck you, I'm gonna go find somebody else, but also heavily driven by that with a tinge of, I really like this person's energy.
But yeah, so we would end up following each other. We started talking more, and it was very up forth. Like, I was like, yeah, I really like her. You were over, like, it was just really like fast, flirty, and just like on my end, I was just thinking, I was like, all right, it just feels like we're just gonna have, like, we're gonna fuck around, because I could tell, like, you would still talk about your ex a lot. So I was, from my perspective, was the same thing that had been at that time happening a lot. Was there's a lot of people who make mistakes and choices, and I just happen to be one of those mistakes and choices. I try to keep an open mind. I don't judge I don't openly or outwardly judge, but at my back of my head, I'm like, yeah, these people just, you know, some people just are stuck in a situation, and some people are just like, they have a good thing with somebody and they're fucking it up because, you know, they get bored, they get greedy. I don't know what it is, and I was operating. Yeah, exactly. I was operating over the line that this is what this was gonna be, and so I think it was a Sunday. It must have been a Sunday because I went out that night. You had been like, "Oh, what are you about to do today?" And it was simple for me. I was, hello everybody who's joining us over on TikTok. Shout out to you guys. Hellos.
That's the other place you're streaming at. It's like, where else are you streaming at? You're getting chats that I don't see.
Don't worry about it. I would try YouTube again, but YouTube just was messing everything up. But yeah, so we had met up on us. We had talked on a Sunday, and we found out that you didn't live far from me, because you're like, I live far. I live in El Cajon, and I was like, okay. And you're like, but I'm so. Do you like WWE? I fucking love WWE. And you're like, I live so far away. I was like, you don't live far at all. Like, I could be at your place like in 30 minutes, honestly. And you were just kind of like, oh no. And I didn't really, see, the thing was, I really didn't care whatever happened that day, because I think originally what had occurred was, we had talked about hanging out that day. LA night, buddy. LA night's the best, in my opinion. We had discussed hanging out, because you're like, oh, I have to go hang out with my boyfriend and his friend. They want to go out to the club or to the bar or something in downtown. And I was like, hey, no, that's cool, whatever, that's fine. Like, maybe you might see me, because I always go downtown on Sunday. And you were like, oh, yeah. And then I guess you guys had a falling out or a fight. I don't know what happened. but you were like, he's gonna go to his mom's. He doesn't want to fucking go out anymore. I'm just so fucking annoyed. And I had offered. I was like, hey, do you want to hang out with me? And you were very much like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to hang out. And I was just like, okay, that's cool. You don't need to. I was just giving you the option if you want to. And then you were very much operating on the line of like, well, if we do hang out, what are we gonna do? And I was like, don't have to do anything, really. Like, huh?
It's embarrassing, sorry.
What's embarrassing?
Just like reliving that time. You know? I put myself through a lot.
You kind of did.
For no reason. No reason.
But,
like his lessons.
Yeah, so like, what's operating on your mind at this point? Because like, I legitly am just kind of like, I wouldn't say I'm clueless, but I'm very much playing the game of like, whatever happens. This is legitly in your control. Like, what is happening in your head during all this?
So, you know me. I operate energies alongside action. Human beings, right? The patterns of them. And so this almost like I don't like soulmate, because a person can have multiple soulmates because your soul isn't just one soul. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain. The energy isn't just like a lot of my energy was drawn to your energies, like a magnet, where I felt very compelled and almost as if, you know, the universe was giving me so many signs. And like looking back, especially with the universe definitely like in my face saying, this is what you should be going after. It was almost like this, and I really knew that I wanted to go further with you. I didn't know how, I didn't know really the logistics, especially considering what I now know is abusive. You know, what then I just kind of didn't understand.
Yeah.
And it was just a very like, honestly, anxiety-filled situation, because on one hand, I knew it was just a matter of time before my ex was going to ruin it all, and then on the other hand, I didn't know how to safely exit without also getting you involved. You know, and I knew at that point in that visit that I wanted that. Like, whatever it was going to was, I wanted it. And I didn't know how to really just do that at that time. And it was a very, very hard thing for me. I think it was a lot of emotions and I didn't know what to do with them. I feel like I fumbled the ball.
I could see that. And big shout out to Isaac Perez. Gotta give him that. But I think on my end, like, of course, coming into the situation when we first meet, when we hang out for the first time, I legitly, like I said, because you had stressed to me importantly, like, hey, just letting you know, we are not hooking up. And I was like, that's fine. We don't need to hook up at all. And I was very evident at that time, like, you know what, I could care. It wasn't that I could care less, but it just, like, it was Sunday in the morning. Like, I guess the best way to put this is, like, if we did hook up, that would have been awesome. If we didn't, that wouldn't be the end of the world. It was still Sunday morning, so I was like, whatever happens. I could still go out and have a good night later tonight if today kind of becomes a bus. It's Blue Buddy, I could tell. So I was just like, you know, let's just hang out. And I legitimately was under the idea of like, well, we're probably not gonna hook up, but let's just hang out. And then when we hang out, it was pretty fun. We watched like an episode of Evil, then we watched some Beastars, and you had given me
Yeah, because I remember I wanted to show you my show, and you wanted to.
Yeah.
And we ended up. And that's honestly the basis of a lot of.
What I think is funny about your Discord is I think like it cuts out because it peaks, it hits the peak easily.
Oh, it also might be because I have my mic like all the way up, and that was probably not. Well, the cats had my mic all the way up because I keep it at the third dot, and then they'll rub against it and push it all the way up.
So what ended up happening was pretty funny because you had because at first you were just in your shorts and your tank top, and at the time I think you were.
We don't have to go into detail about this part.
I think it's funny. I think it's worth mentioning.
It's embarrassing. I really was dropping so many hints.
But so you
I didn't know how to communicate properly.
So what had happened was I was just very much like, oh, I don't care if we hook up or not. All right, have a good one, Isaac. I hope you have a good day, buddy. I was very much operating like all right, I don't think we're gonna do anything, because a little part of me was like, she's giving me kind of the very feminist you're giving me very feministic energy, that hey, I don't really like men, so I'm not gonna entertain you in any way. And I was like, that's fine, we're just gonna fucking kick it. I can kick it, I don't really care. We smoke a little bit of weed, I give two shits. I really was operating on the line of there's nothing can happen and I'm gonna be fine. But then as we're hanging out, you're kind of you do a couple things to kind of let me know that you're that you're into me. One of them was you're like, oh, I'm gonna go change real quick, and I give benefit of the doubt because I think I'm not trying to catch any case of oh, I misread that whole.
I'm not catching the case. I love you.
I'm not trying to I'm legitimately trying not to fuck up something, because I'm I really don't want to jump the gun because I think, oh, she's into me, and next thing you know, you're telling me to leave, and I'm like, God, that was fucking embarrassing. I guess I was like, I don't want to not pick up social cues or some shit. So you first change, and then you're in these shorts that are we still have them somewhere, but you change.
Yeah, the little pink with yellow trim. I think they're in the short drawer.
Yeah, so you basically have your ass out, and I'm like, that's cool. I'm not gonna fucking legitly go into this. And then you kind of you basically you don't hide all your toys, and I was like, oh, it is what it is, and you're kind of yeah,
that was actually on accident.
Yeah. And then again, I said, I really wasn't gonna shoot a shot. I was just it is what it is. Just
and then
here.
I put the rope in your hands.
Well, then you started tying yourself, and then you started getting the rope ready, and then you're like, hold this, and and then you're really kind of giving me the huge sign, and I'm like, all right, well, this has to be it, because if I miss this up, then I'm fucking dumb. I'm legit dumb, because I don't understand how this could have been taken out of context, or how this could be taken. I could have read this signal wrong. So we end up hooking up a little bit.
We were trying to.
You threw up on my dick. Your phone kept ringing, and I was just like, all right, well, this seems like it's gonna be a bust, because you get the message that your ex wanted to hang out, and he was like, hey, it didn't go well at my mommy's.
My mommy's.
I don't know how he talks, but so you basically just kind of hit. He basically was like, I still want to hang out, and then you started kind of having a panic attack. You're like, why was I doing this? I'm a bad person, and I was like, okay, just calm down. You're fine. It is what it is. Just we can pretend like this didn't happen. And I told you, I'll even go take a shower. I'll drive you to the trolley station, and then you can go see your boyfriend. And you know, I at that point I was already kind of like, I kind of already know what's gonna happen. Like I was like, I had been through this. I had been through this song and dance so many times that I was like, all right, you're most likely gonna block me in a couple of days. I'm not gonna be offended by this. I think you're cool. I think you're awesome. And going forward, I hope shit works out for you. I really do. I really did hope the best for you. And you went on your merry way. A couple of days later, you blocked me. And I don't think I had talked to you for I want to say 4 or 5 months after that. Maybe 6 months. Like 4 months.
Yeah. I think it was almost 5 months.
Yeah, because it had to been it was probably early summer, and it was probably around my mom's birthday, September, November-ish, when we started talking again. And that was only because I would come into your live and I would just hang out there. And this was just, I was operating on the fact that I was like, all right, it seems like she stayed with her ex. Maybe they worked things out. I'm just chilling here, just being a friend. And that only lasted so long because, again, I am not making any of these moves. I wasn't purposely putting anything out there. You kind of were the one who was approaching me and making not making the moves, but basically letting me know that you were like, hey, I like you, but I have a boyfriend and shit's difficult. And we basically did this song and dance I want to say for
a year.
For about a year. And
yeah,
it did suck in the beginning of it because I was very much annoyed because I really was falling in love with you early on in. I was definitely falling in love with you, and I felt like I was the only one really losing. Because at the end of the day, regardless the situation was, you still had your significant other. So I felt for a while, I think I felt like I was just being used. And I didn't take it too personally after a while because things kind of chilled out, and it was just a bunch of periodically blocking and unblocking of me just to talk to me, just so we can sneak behind his back and whatnot. And
there were many times that I wish I could have just left, but at that point he was already living in my house. It was I was so entangled and I just wanted out, and I do apologize for putting you through all that.
It's fine.
I know it wasn't easy.
It's not that it wasn't easy. I think I was able to get over it, but okay. Oh my god.
It's the Pepe.
Thank you, baby. Oh, that hurt. That was a big one. I think personally, I really didn't let it hurt me too much. All of that, I really didn't let it hurt me because after a while I said I don't need to stay in this pain. I don't need it. I can still do me and still love you at the same time. So I would always go out. I would still hook up with a bunch of other people on the side. I was very much if
you still had your fun.
Yeah. I was not going to stop having fun just because the person I loved, regardless, in my eyes, I felt like they didn't love me, or just kept stringing me along. I was like, you know what, it is what it is. I'm going to keep doing me. And if ever
I definitely can see how it felt like I was just stringing you along and I didn't love you.
Yeah. So, go on, say what you're going to say.
I that was never my intentions, and I understand now that it very much so seemed like it was. I knew I really liked you. I just didn't know, again, how to safely exit. Like, my ex was volatile. You saw it.
Yeah.
You know? Remember when he used to show up at my work on my breaks?
Yeah, like I said, we met up a bunch of times here and there when we could. Like I said, I already knew that I was in love with you. I already knew, like, early on in that I had fallen in love with you. It's just, it was one of those things where, like, I couldn't tell you to leave, and like there was nothing I was ever gonna say or do that was gonna make you go, oh well, I'm gonna leave. Like, there was nothing, and I accepted that early on, and I accepted that, and that is when, like, it all accumulated until there was a big incident where you were like, hey, me and my ex are breaking up, and then you were like, if we get together, are you, what's gonna happen with you? Are you gonna like seriously actually like commit to me, or you just, is this just for fun for you? And I was like, no, this is it for me. Like, I definitely want a chance to show you, like, that I actually really like you and that I'm serious about a relationship with you. And I had set everything up, and I had gone under the premise that you're like, hey, just please don't hurt me. And I was like, all right, well, we're gonna be together, awesome. And I had operated under the idea that we were gonna be together, and then just something felt wrong. Something really hit me, and then I was like, hold on. And then when I had checked,
Shortly after that, I was trying to get him to leave.
Yeah.
And things just went really, really south really fast, and it came to pandering for the safety of two people at that time.
Yeah, and again, I don't know any of this. I'm operating under the information that I was given, and you had basically just, like, after, and this is me going in, this is me thinking we're going to be together. This is me thinking, okay, we agreed that we're going to start dating. And, you know, I go off to work a little happier, a little pep in my step. And then I could feel like something just hit me. I could feel like something just hit like $1,000. And right when I checked my phone one last time, I was like, all right, hold on. Something feels off. When I went to go check my phone, you had blocked me on everything. And I was like, okay. She made her choice. And I think before I even got into work, I had deleting all of my dating apps. I had basically was ready to cut off. In my heart, I was already like, all right, I'm cutting off everybody that I was like remotely involved with. I was ready to send a big mass message out like, hey, this was fun, but I'm gonna just pull away from. I was basically gonna cut off and just stop everything that was in the works, and that was everyone I was talking to, and it was really just that, like, looking back at it, that I got, like, everything hit me, and that's when I realized, oh, I was blocked. She made her decision. And I became a villain. No, I did kind of become a villain.
You did, honestly, for a bit.
I was a villain. I was a real one. But no, I had legitimately just gone, all right, she made a decision. Like, it is what it is. I can't tell her what to do, and I'm not gonna. I'm operating on the lines of, I can't save anybody. I can't. They have to save themselves. I gave her an out. She didn't pick her out. She made the decision to stay with. And again, this is in my head. This is what I'm saying to myself. This isn't relative to the truth at all. But I kept saying she chose to stay with the person who beats her and fucks her shit up and breaks her shit. That's fucking fine. I'm not gonna try to save anybody. And I went out. I think I went to work. I was really just not in it. that whole day had fucked me up, and I just, you're fine. I had went crazy. I think I went like, I had ramped up my game, I think, on purpose, and I was just like, all right, well, let's get back to business. Let's, like, you know, talking to 1 or 2 girls. No, we need to talk to 8. We need to talk to 12. We need to talk to 20. We're gonna fucking, if we're gonna do it up, we're gonna do it up, because this is the path that was bestowed upon me. And I was like Batista in 2005 WWE. I was the champion. I was out here fucking doing work. And then I think you had just messaged me, or you kept making fake profiles, I think, or you kept making what do you call it? Like burner accounts or alt accounts. And you had, and I didn't know it was you. I was like, oh, whoever this person's following me, that's cool. And then you're like, it's me. I'm like, that can mean 1,000 things. And you're like, oh no, it's me. And then I think it was just like I was very much like, okay, I'm not entertaining any like reality of this going anywhere until I see like an actual like big step. I need to see something that's like I've already proved that in my head I'm like, I've already proved that I can jump off the cliff with no fear. You have given me no sense that you could do the same. So I'm at this point, I feel like I'm just humoring you out of the sake of just like, okay, are you gonna jump or you're just gonna fucking waste my time again?
And then shortly after that, I think I finally got him out of my house.
I think so, because I think it was around like, because I think you guys were on the like, it had to be like early April where like you started talking to me again, because it was a lot of just, you would just reply under my stories, and I was, like I said, I was a fucking villain. I was going out, I was partying like crazy because it was spring, so I definitely was like, I had lost a good amount.
Spring break.
Yeah, I had lost a good amount of weight. I was like on my fucking P's and Q's. Like, I'll say this, the most motivated a man can be is when he's brokenhearted. If you're ever brokenhearted, that is your fucking superpower. Like, that is when like you can do 1,000 fucking great things. So I was working out. I was so strict on my diet. I was fucking aces on that shit. I would just eat meat and eggs. That was all I ate. I would work out every day. I was fucking dropping weight. I shaved my head because that's what I do. I'm like I get like a woman. So like when my fucking heart's broken, I decide to like change my hairstyle. I shaved my head short, and that is when like I was like, damn, like short-haired me with the red is a menace. I couldn't explain why like this combo worked, but I was fucking motivated to be like a fucking villain. And you at this time you kept coming back here and there, and you kept like just small little replies for everything. I laugh now because being with you for so long now, you really were like I was always out and about, and you were always like, I wish I could go. And now knowing you now, I was like, no, you don't. You wish you could just stay in bed and not do anything.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of crack up thinking back at it. I'm like, you weren't like you. I'm like, you didn't want to go out. You definitely didn't want to do everything I was doing was overstimulating times 1,000 for you. And I laugh because you were like, I want to do all that. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. And I'm like with hindsight now, I'm like, no, she fucking didn't. Like, oh my god, baby, you were a simp.
Fuck you.
I love you too.
I love you.
But yeah, so there was just a bunch of that, and then
then he finally left my apartment.
that he did. He left your apartment and you started getting in contact with your family again. You started like basically like
realizing how isolated I was. I actually got to go to Pride.
Yeah, and then that's when I had thought things were going to be different this time, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, like she's single now, maybe something's gonna happen. And then you're like, hey, we're gonna be at Pride, I would really like it if you come with me. And I was kind of excited because I had never been to Pride. I'm here thinking this is gonna be like our first date or our first like interaction where maybe something can happen out of this. And I had gotten nothing from you that whole day.
Now know that was primarily because the service during Pride is shit. You were even there when we went the following first year of our
relationship
dating. Yeah, and you saw how the service was shit. So that was not on purpose. And looking back also, because I can take the lead with this part. My ex ended up saying that he got free tickets because he was lying. And this is something that I really hate, but he was lying to a queer community outreach program that basically was able to give him like housing. And that he was like gay and on the run from his family. And they gave him free Pride tickets, and so he was going to go, but looking back, he was never actually going to go. He only wanted to loom that over my head so that I would be in fear the whole time, which I was, to be completely honest with you. I was worried if he was going to show up. I was worried if he was just going to arrive, and the last thing I wanted was us to be enjoying time, doing our thing, and
Yeah, and I think at that point you had like, I don't know how you probably found service, and you basically had been like, I'm sorry. I think you might have gotten home actually, because it was around like 5 or 7 o'clock when you had messaged me like,
so around that time, if you go to certain areas of the event, there is service. I believe because the first time that I did end up messaging you, I was still at the event. The evening in which like I ended up kind of just exploding on you, that I was home for.
So what ended up happening after that would be just I want to say maybe hours later or the day after. I'm not 100% positive what had happened. But you had basically just because I was kind of offended. I was like, dude, if you didn't want me to go, you could have just said so, like, or like, hey, like, because in my eyes it seemed like you were just kind of humoring your ex again. And I had let you know, I had let you know, and I think it was a very respectable way too. I wasn't trying to come across like an asshole, but I was trying to let you know, like, hey, that kind of hurt my feelings. Like, I like you, and I thought this would be like our first date or something, and I was kind of hoping to see where that would go. And then you kind of came at me like the audacity of this motherfucker to fucking yell at me. Like I think I came out very respectful.
You did.
I sometimes I wish I think I still might be able to log into my old Instagram. I sometimes wish I could log back in and read that, because that message really fucking like haunted me. Like, there's only few certain times in my life that a person's words have ever like cut my soul. Like, legitly, like I felt the fucking piece of my fucking soul be cut off. And like your message at that point was just fucking brutal on me. It was of the lines of like, I don't know where you got the idea that we would be together. Like, I never said anything like that. Like, you're just stressing me out. You're just causing this. Like, it basically, like, you really turned it against me. Like, how like It left your body, boy. Yeah. Oh, dude, it left my body. Like, I definitely cried. I know that for a fact. But it fucking hurt. Like, it was one of those hits. It was one of those, like, blows to me. Like, the pain didn't make me cry, but, like, it was like a replay. I was, like, trapped in a fucking echo of pain, and it just, like, resonated through my whole body. And I remember going, all right, it's over. I'm fucking done. It is what it is. She made it clear. She was very clear how she fucking felt. No more pursuing. No more trying to get something out of this. Like, she's just fucking playing games. And I, like, that shit fucking stuck on me. Like, I, like, amputated a piece of myself. Yikes. Yeah, Lamp. That's tough. But yeah, that message of yours killed me. And I was like, all right, it is what it's okay. It's okay now. But, like, I definitely do laugh because you definitely were like, because when we began our relationship, I had gone in with, like, the idea, like, all right, well, everything before doesn't matter and everything forward does. But you were very much like, no, everything before the lead up does fucking matter. Like, look at all these people you were talking to before. And I was like, to be fair.
I mean, to be fair, you literally somebody warning.
But I think in my eyes, see, you had just said there is, like, that the idea of us was.
No, I do understand. I do get it now. But then in my eyes, I was like,
yeah, the cutout's
bruh.
funny. She definitely is cut out because she gets loud.
I'm sorry. I'm Italian. I shout. Fuck off.
But, like, it was funny for me because, like, I guess it wasn't funny, but I definitely, like, early in a relationship, it was a lot of, like, it was a lot of bringing up my past a lot, when I had been the one who was like, hey, I normally don't date people who do OnlyFans, who do this or that. But I was like, you know what? I think I love this person enough. I really like them enough to give them the benefit of the doubt and not judge them for that actions. And you you weren't, like, I would say this. I think I was very much more liberal in the beginning of our relationship than you were. You were very much like, very, like, bringing, like, you know how conservatives, they'll bring red flags everywhere. Yeah. Do you know how in you know how in like
it was very apparent that the trauma from my last relationship needed to be worked through a lot more.
Like, it was like, you know how Trump supporters will, like, argue in circles.
Do not compare me to a Trump supporter, please.
But that's how your arguments were. They were very much in circles of, like, but that doesn't matter, like, right now, right? Like, I thought that was the point. And
yeah, that's not a Trump thing. That is a BPD thing.
But regardless,
I feel like if you're gonna compare me to something, please don't compare me to that. You could compare me to the BPD girl. That's fine.
I'm saying in the
don't compare me to that.
I'm saying in the aspect how those people kind of like you could tell them
they'll talk in circles.
Yeah, like you give them.
You can tell them that the sky is blue and it is blue, and they're like, no, it's fucking purple. See.
And, like,
I understand.
But then not that they say it's purple, but then they say, like, what does that have to do with anything? And you're like, it was part of the conversation though. And, like, that has nothing to do with this. And we're like, are you just changing the point? And it, like, early on in, like I said,
the goalpost moves.
Yeah, but it was really, like, again, really early on end, like, I'm coming in and I'm still kind of keeping my I'm still keeping my heart a little bit guided because I feel like I can't trust you. I've already been hurt by you, like, 2 times, and it was early on end. I don't know what you were trying to do in the relationship, but
I was scared.
I was being attacked for my past, and you were purposely trying to make me jealous by telling me things that like would piss me off. You're like, oh yeah, that guy probably wants to fuck me. He's probably saw me in these shorts. My teacher probably wants to fuck me. He's probably seeing me in this outfit. And I would just kind of be like, why would you tell me that? Like, okay, like I don't want to fucking hear that. You don't see me trying to tell people, oh, that person probably wants to fuck me because I'm dressed like this. Like, no, I think I went under the guidelines that you were probably more relationship, you had more relationship experience than I did. But then there was a lot of things early on in that I was like, I don't think I like this.
Relationship
like
experience.
It was just a lot of stuff that I was like, I don't think I like this. This makes me feel bad.
The only two relationships I had, and they were both long-term. One was a 38-year-old man who literally met me the month after I turned 18. And yeah. Then a abusive piece of shit who you've heard the stories, you know what happened in that relationship. So the experience that I had wasn't experience, they were like early on in it was hell.
Like,
and I do admit that I was not a good partner in the beginning. It was not easy for me. I was very, I don't like the saying hurt people, but it does, when you're not working on yourself, when you're not trying to be better, and just trying to just heal yourself, because at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to heal yourself, nobody else's.
That is true.
You're gonna hurt the people around you. And I, at the time, wasn't realizing that's what I was doing. And I don't know what kind of snapped in my brain. I don't remember. I think it was we started to fight a lot.
Yeah, we early in our relationship was just like you picking a fight with me, and it was never me picking a fight with you. I never went out of my way. Oh, that's loud. Sorry about that, baby. It was never my.
Surprisingly, that can show up on the stream.
Yeah, like early in our relationship, I was never trying to fight with you. I think you were always looking for a fight with me, though. Like, it was really.
I was expecting a fight, and I think because I expected a fight, I started the fights, because I was like, well, if you're gonna start this fight, then I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna push away before. I'm gonna hurt you for you, and that was really my mind. I don't like to admit it. I'm not proud of it at all, but that was my mindset, because I'm so used to this pattern of behavior from everyone. So, and I'm not saying that everybody is like this, but from everybody that I've experienced, it's, oh, well, then everybody has to be like this. And I was wrong. Clearly, I was fucking wrong, you know? And I said a lot of fucked up things. I did a lot of fucked up stuff. I was scared. I was terrified. You know?
Sorry about
that. What's happening?
That was my bad. I had brought up your Discord, because your Discord's still the thing is still there. So don't worry about that. The thing is just freezing a bit. It'll relax in a second. It'll fix itself in a second.
I was very much so in a mindset that was not healthy for any relationship, friendship, or platonic or romantic, or just even a family relationship wouldn't thrive in that type of mindset. And it took me realizing this isn't what I want. And not because of anything you're doing, but because of everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, sitting down with myself, because I do that. I sit down with myself and I'm like, so, how did that make you feel? You know, like.
Yeah.
And it all kind of clicked in my brain that I'm the problem. This isn't going to work if I keep doing this. I am becoming my ex. And I told myself that. You are becoming your ex. And, I don't remember what came first. I think the actual change of behavior came after.
After we what?
I feel like after we actually like quit doing OF, things got a lot better.
Maybe. I don't really know what really, like, I don't know when you decided to change and be nicer. I
was a cunt. I'll be real with you. I was a fucking cunt.
Like, because I guess we kept having these big talks and you kept trying to break up with me. And I was kind of like, I was trying to figure out, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it's not nothing I'm doing. And I think I broke it down to you. I think I was like, look, I've done this, I've done everything you've asked, and you're asking for so much more, and you're not giving me anything. I feel like I'm sacrificing so much for you, and I'm still being the bad guy, and I need to, like, I think I was very adamant, like, trying to figure, like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with, like, why am I the bad guy? I've done this for you, I've done that, I've sacrificed this, I've done this, I've legitimately changed everything, I've done this, and you're still trying to blame me for, like, you're still trying to crucify me for, like, my sins of the past, like, when I could easily do the same thing to you, but I choose not to.
I remember us having that conversation, and I just kind of like remember it was shortly after that I kind of just like, I don't want to keep doing this. I'm doing this because I'm hurt. He didn't hurt me. He's just trying to heal me. And I'm doing none of the work. So it kind of just, it all melded into, well, I need to be better or I'm going to lose probably the only thing that is good for me.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll say this, like, everything after the first couple months of us dating really has been, like, has gone by so fast because of how fun it's been. Like, yeah,
after we got over that hill, it feels like it's only been a couple of months. Like, we're getting on to 3 years now.
We are, yeah, we'll hit 3 years in this September. So the month after the wedding, we will hit 3, or no, 2 months after the wedding. Ugh, I forgot August exists.
Yeah, you forgot my birthday month exists?
So
damn.
My brother's birthday month too. So yeah, so like after all that, I think like that's when we like really got into our groove, and like everything else just kind of felt like everything fell into place after that. After we had this
we started communicating a lot better.
Well, it wasn't just communicating a lot better. I think there was just I wasn't getting woken up to get yelled at anymore, which made me happy. I wasn't. We
came up with solutions. I think it also didn't help, like, because you also need to remember why I was waking you up to yell at you.
Yeah, but all the like, I think only one time that was an issue, but like everything else.
There was only one time that that issue happened. I think the only big issue I really actually had with you that was actually something that we needed to talk about and actually work through in terms of like not only your actions but lack thereof.
Yeah.
Regarding like certain situations with other females. I don't like using that word, but
yeah, you could use it. Go ahead.
With other females, you know, it was just there was clearly a group of specific individuals who were not content with, in their eyes, not winning. And I think that really affected me a lot, and I did take that out on you a bit. And then the only other time I feel was it was mainly your lack of action, and we had gotten to that. We've communicated that, and so it's gotten to the point where now during times anything similar, anything pertaining, you step up. You don't allow it to continue, which I appreciate. I think that was like my only like actual valid gripe. I don't really want to go into detail because it's long since passed, and I'm just gonna piss myself off if I go into detail.
See, I guess that's the big difference between us is like you will make yourself mad with stuff like that. So for example, like when your ex would call you or he would text you, at that time, I don't think I'd get mad really. I didn't really care. Like I think that's the biggest difference between us is like you're such a passionate person that like every little thing can like legitly make you blow up with like, and I'm very much the opposite. Like I'm nothing really.
It takes a lot to get you to your
blow up. Yeah.
Blow up point. I think I've been with you like pretty much nonstop for the last almost 3 years, and I've only really experienced you blow up maybe like twice.
Yeah.
And your blow-ups aren't even like, they're not atomic bomb blow-ups. They're like honestly valid, just needing to get the emotion.
Yeah.
And I, on the other hand, I'm very much so a fire sign. I don't like to like be all zodiac in it, but I will say the one thing that is very, very apparent is I am quick to flame.
Yeah,
and
you definitely are.
I'm really trying to work on it. I'm genuinely trying to work on it, but it's so hard. So fucking hard.
Yeah, no, like
Happy Valentine's Day, bruh.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, bud. I think, like you said, early on in, like, I don't blow up only because, like, blowing up for me is, like, one, it's very hard for me to blow up, and two, like, if I blow up, everything is gonna die. There's no fucking happy ending. There's no good things happening when I blow up. Like, I'll put it this way, like, to blow up, I have to really earn that blow up. I can't just get mad out of every little thing in the world, because then I think I'd be a miserable person if I blew up at every little thing.
Coming from somebody who blows up at a lot of little things, it does get miserable.
So like,
and it's part of the reason why I'm trying to fix it.
So that's where, like, right now, like, everything is just like, I'm pretty good at it. I think I've been pretty good at just relaxing and like keeping myself like steady.
My mom always used the phrase duck feathers, like a water on a duck feather's back.
Oh, because it falls off or rolls off.
So when like ducks have this special oil, it's the same oil that Turkish van cats have.
Yeah.
That basically their feathers don't get wet, so they can fly right out of. It just rolls right off, and a very duck feather build. A lot rolls off of you. It takes a lot to fully submerge you in water, and so yeah, I that's the way I see it. Is like you have a lot of duck feathers. You definitely. Let a lot go just because it's not worth it.
Yeah, no, like, and I'll ahoy. Yeah, it was good, Callie. Welcome. And I think I think honestly, like legitly, like being with like our relationship for like the period from beginning to end, like to right now where it's at currently, I think I've held it together as best as I could. There's definitely moments where I've been pushed.
Great job.
There's definitely moments where I've been pushed or I've been asked a lot of, and I've constantly just been like, I'll say this, for all of the shit that we've had to deal with in the last 3 years with your jealousy, my I guess lack of action for certain things, the fact that we've moved like 3 or 4 times in like last 3 years, like
we've had literally a roof caving in on us.
Like we've gone through so much that it's I'm very happy of how we've held up, and I'm very proud of the fact that like we've gone through so much early in the relationship. Like I think a lot of people don't know this, but we lived together like 2 weeks into dating, and like that's really tough because we're very much, although we're beginning our relationship, we're still very much strangers in the idea of how we live with each other. And I think I was very much I wouldn't say I was very hard to live with, but I was very hard to live with.
I don't think you were very hard to live with. I don't think either of us are too hard. We meshed together because like if you had any other personality traits, we probably wouldn't have, and like quirks and stuff, we probably wouldn't have meshed the way that we did. I think our biggest issue was how small my apartment was.
Yeah, that was
I think that was what made it hard for both of us to live together.
I was fine. I didn't mind it, but you were very much the one who was vocally always saying we need a bigger place.
It didn't help that I had a lot of like just trauma in the space. I didn't realize how much weight the walls had.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like they were caving in on me all the very claustrophobic, not because of being there. To be honest, you being there probably saved my life. I think if I had lived there alone for longer, I might not be here because it was a very dark space. It felt suffocating, like everything I had ever drowning me, and you were my lighthouse, honestly. I was grateful you were there. You made it worth fighting through. I say this to you in passing a lot, but I truly mean it. You give me a reason to be alive.
Oh, baby, I love you.
Our relationship, our family, everything we have and everything we work for, it makes me actually have a decrease in suicidal ideation. Actually not feel this overwhelming, crushing weight of I love you. You make this life better for me.
I love you too, my love. And I think on my end, like, I don't think I would have. I think I've made so much strides in becoming a man, in like becoming a provider, legitly because of you. Like, I'll put it this way: I don't think I would have. I think I've grown. Like in these 3 years, I have definitely become what it feels like, what I envision being a good man is in my eyes. I think I've made strides on that. I've made waves on that, and I look back at I look back at like early on in like my like living situations and my life, and I very much was just kind of I wouldn't say I was I'll say this: I was very much not a serious person. I was very much like, okay, like throw caution to the wind. After what we got together, I would argue like I've become everything I thought I could become and more. I didn't know if I would ever like, I don't know if responsibility would ever like stick to me, but having to worry about you and take care of you and provide for us, pay the bills, being the only income in our household, like I had no idea if I can do it by myself, and I've very much impressed that I can not only take care of you, take care of our cats and our dog. Like I've made strides in my eyes to become a man that I can be proud of, and not just that, but become a man that you could be proud of and our future kids can be proud of. And you know, I say this with love, because I love my dad regardless of the fucking fuck ups he's done.
He's your dad.
He is my father.
I get it. I love my mom, both of them, regardless of all the bullshit they've put me through. I completely get it. You don't need to defend them.
Well, like, I love my dad.
I understand.
And my dad is like not the best. My dad is definitely not the guiding key of what it means to be a man. But
he is a great example of what not to do.
Well, okay, it's not just that.
Not in all aspects.
What I was gonna say, like, what I was gonna say to my dad is, at the end of the day, my dad did what my dad was able to not just do what I'm doing currently, but my dad was able to do it with 3 kids. He was able to do it again with 2 more kids. Like, I can only be proud of my dad for all the I could be proud of my dad for all the good that he had done, not in just my life, but in my like siblings' lives. Like, regardless the bad he's done, which he's done a pretty good amount of bad, was good, Dark for you. My dad has shown me, like you said, he has shown me what it means to be a man, regardless the good and the bad of it. I can only thank him, and like I said, I've made peace with like the type of man I want to become. Oh, thank you, Callie. I appreciate Callie. You know, you're still, so people don't know this, but Callie is in the intro video to this, into the Crimson Room intro. So was Stoni. Stoni at the time was using the moniker of No, she had just become Oni. And
yeah, I think I had just become Oni. I went from Corvid to Oni. Oh my god.
Yeah.
My transformation from different models, and like, I don't think I've ever comfortable with any of my models as I have felt in this one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you've gone through a couple models, some I paid for. You have definitely gone through like a lot of models, and I think this one is the one that sticks the most. This is the one that you felt the most comfortable in.
I always get excited seeing her little face on my screen. Pretty.
Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Yeah, you too, Dark Reed. Thank you so much for coming in and coming to the Twitch. I appreciate you, my guy. The current design is so cute, though. That it is. My wife's design is very cute. I love her. It is her technically, because in Spanish the G can be seen as an H, so I guess that works. But yeah, I think when becoming, because I was very much happy. I'm very much happy to be a streamer. I'm very much happy to stream and be a VTuber, and I think what was very fun for me is seeing you get really into it, and you to like really like dive deep into this. Like, from all your models, like I think it's fun to see that you found one that you truly resonate with, especially since this one is literally dressed just like how you're dressed, like,
yeah,
naturally.
Yeah, I think my biggest issue was I was trying to be something I thought other people would like to see, instead of trying to build something like me and have people learn to like me for me. I was still very much so, well, I should be what they want me to be, not what I want to be, because what I want to be, it's not that interesting. I'm not that interesting. And I think I was a very, very down on myself, and still kind of trying to figure out who I was in a way. And I think going through all of those different models, it felt kind of like a metamorphosis. Almost like those different models were my chrysalids until I came to this moth that's just perfection. I don't know how to explain it. She's everything I want to be, and everything that I am at the same time.
All this love, everyone is just like fucking. But like, I just want to point this out. all three, like Ryu, Kali, and Aburo speak Spanish, but they all live in different areas of the world.
That's honestly super cool.
That's
though.
pretty funny though. I think that's funny. I just wanted to point that out. That makes me happy. But
I'm learning Spanish. I can somewhat read it. I've learned I can somewhat read Spanish.
oh yeah,
Like, I get enough context clues to be able to read it. But don't ask me to say anything in Spanish.
yeah. That's why even when I order food, I'm like, if you had to pick it up, do you know what to say to the driver? And then you're like, I guess, kind of, maybe.
Un poquito.
But like, after, like with everything, like, are you happy like streaming now with this mod? Like, because before I
Yes.
Okay, hold on, let me finish the question.
Sorry.
What I was gonna say was because all your, like, you've tried to stream prior with other models before. You've tried just doing PNG, tried doing this and that and the third. Like, like this model right now, this currently model, is this your end all be all?
Honestly, yeah. I think this is my end all be all. I think it's one thing I like PNGs because they're nice, because they're easy to set up, they're easy on the computer, and they're simple, you know?
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that really, it's that all of my other models were cool designs. I liked them. They were done by great art. I just feel like this one, how she was made by our good friend Leuna.
Shout out to her.
Leuna Lightland. Shout out to her. She's amazing. I remember, like, when she helped me bring her to life, sitting on the call with her get made, and all of those steps of this model just brought so much life, warmth, and just love into the model, you know?
Yeah.
And I think all aspects of it just definitely scream me. This is me. This is my model. Like, I love bringing her to life. I feel so guilty for the last couple of weeks I've been able to stream. I messed up my bit, and I'm having to take just a break to fix everything, and I haven't been wanting to pressure myself too much into making fixed, but I get really guilty when I don't put her to use. Like, that's one of my number one signs that this is the model I'm going to stick with. I feel bad when she does, like, I feel like a kid when you toy out, and like you go back and you hug it and you're like, I'm so I love you. At me, it's a toy. It's a piece of art. It's not necessarily going to be mad at me, but I feel bad for not being able to play with her, not being able to love her like that. And she's real to me. Like, in my mind, she's a real entity in a way. And I don't know how to explain that. And I think it's like all of my other models, they were beautiful, they were nice, they did have aspects of me, while also really heavily trying to lean what I thought other people wanted. And I feel like once I just threw that out the window and was like, you either want, I'm a vibe, you either fuck with and that's fine. Regardless of that choice, it's fine, you know? And I think once I started to really embrace that, and I have her as my, I don't think I'm ever gonna change. The most that I'm gonna get is like maybe I'll have like holiday themed outfits next year planned out if I can. Those types of things. I feel like the most that's gonna happen are like tweaks to her to make her more updated, you know? And that will all be done by Leona herself, or if she isn't able to and gives me permission, somebody that she gives me permission to use to alter. But that's later down the line, obviously.
Nice. So originally you said you were doing only PNG streams and whatnot. Like, what, like, you did try to make yourself a mod. Like, what really made you switch over to be like wanting to do 3D models? Was it the fact that I would do it, or was it just the fact that it was easier for you to like just do a 3D model?
So, like, I feel like I have a very broad aspect of streaming. I started out for like the first year and a half I was with a camera. And I think the pressure of having to look good, look presentable, and, you know, make sure that I look nice and I'm not doing anything weird, none of my like weird like isms. I like to touch my face a lot. I feel like it looks kind of unprofessional in a lot of ways. And so like I get really like heavily I put a lot of pressure over myself. Nobody else does. I do. You know? So like I feel like switching from that to the PNG helped take that pressure off a bit, but there was something missing with that PNG. I felt like my personality didn't show, and that's why the 3D model is that perfect blend of not having to. I'm literally sitting here in a big t-shirt, sweats I've been wearing for a week. Like I'm grungy. I'm gross looking. I don't look the best right now, but
Oh, baby, I love you.
my model does. My model does, and I don't gotta worry about it, you know. And I think that relieves a lot. I can just have fun and stream. I was able to all my little facial features. I can see me around. Like having the 3D model is good in that aspect for the mesh of showing my personality without having to show my grungy parts of my personality. And that's the truth. Most of the time, guys, I do not look presentable on camera, okay?
That's fine. You don't no one needs to be presentable all the time, though.
No, that's so true.
Oh wow, that was tough. That was coming out. And you don't ever want to go back to just face camming, huh? You're just fully for sure like, nope.
I tried. Remember? I tried.
You did.
For a little bit, I was trying, but I don't like it. I don't know. It's weird because like I still stream on Meet Me, you know, like I still do that, but that's also mainly because I have like friends that my streams there.
Yeah.
And I don't mind doing like video calls. I don't mind showing my face. Like that's not an issue. It's just I don't know. When I game, I lock in, I focus, and like I don't want to have to worry about how I look when like I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the pressure. I don't like the pressure of having to like look good and game. I just want to game, you know?
Yeah.
I like stuffing my face with chips, having a mouthful of candy, you know, grinding and making weird faces that nobody else can fully see because they're weird.
So has this helped? This has definitely helped with your anxiety and not having to mask so much because you don't have anyone watching you at all, right? Is that what you're kind of saying?
The art of being perceived makes me feel like I need to mask. And when I mask, I'm not entertaining. My masked self is a very formal, very analytical part of me. And I'm very crucial on and very particular with what I say. Whereas when I get unmasked and I'm just relaxed, I'm fluid. I'm more entertaining. I can just be weird and quirky and people love it or they hate it, you know? And the people who love it tend to stay and join my community. They can be themselves, and that's all I want, is just everyone to just be themselves with me. I like having that, is people just being genuine and being true and being themselves. And I can't do that when I'm being perceived fully. I just can't. There's part of me that feels the absolute need to mask, even just a little bit, you know? And I don't like that. I like you guys being able to hear my random screeches and weird isms. I call them Stoni isms.
Yeah.
They're weird phrases that I say. But yeah,
that's
I don't
fair.
do that if there's a camera on me.
So this is something I honestly I think about, but this is something I legitimately would like to ask you is like, so I know you definitely are you're very, I want to say you're secluded, but I would say this: you don't go out into other people. You're now going out and reaching out to other people's, and like trying to like make friends with other, like, whether it's moth VTubers, whether it's like just other VTubers in general. Like, what do you find so nerve-wracking? Because from like, I think you've asked me a couple times, like, how are you like just meeting people? I'm like, I just people introduce me, I'm very outgoing, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh yeah, you're a cool dude, we can keep talking. I'm like, hell yeah, that's fucking rad. I like meeting new friends. I like being able to be there for people. And then you're like, don't talk message, huh?
I think so. I feel like I've brought this up a lot in this stream. I have a lot of trauma, and one of those traumas stems from, and a lot of as an adult, looking back at my quote-unquote friends and friendships as a kid growing up, most of them were not friends, you know? I was the joke. I was the one they could make fun of. I was the one that they could give snacks to and then tell to go do something funny or ridiculous, and I'll do it because I feel like I owed them that, you know? And being undiagnosed autistic, that's all I gotta say. It was harmful. And a lot of my connections with people growing up were not genuine. They were not formed in a healthy way, and it affects the way that I communicate with new friends and people now. It affects me. I really like this person. This person seems awesome. I want to be friends with them. And then in comes that, the shame monster, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, are you sure they're gonna like you? This? Are you sure they're gonna like you? Because to do this, you know? And I think that's why now, when I meet people, I try to be very upfront of like, hi, I'm autistic. I may say some weird stuff. I may do things a little differently. If I say or do anything that upsets you, offends you, makes you feel any type of way, please let me know so that I can make sure to not do that. You know? I don't read between the lines. I can, but I won't all the time. Sometimes I will. Sometimes it'll take me a minute. Sometimes I'll just actively choose not to because you can communicate this better. and I think that is a fear with me, especially in a VTuber sphere, where people are very quick to be like, this person's a terrible person! Witch hunt! Put them on the stake! Burn them alive! They deserve death at the stake of the internet society. And I'm like, oh. And while on some cases it's like, yeah, this person definitely deserves to be put on this stake for right now. They've been doing shit. And sometimes I feel like this was just a lack of communication between the two of them. And I get really scared that as a small autistic VTuber, I'm gonna be witch hunted. I'm gonna be staked out. Something I say to offend somebody or something is gonna cause the end of what I find a happy, safe space for me. Steak sounds amazing. We don't have any steak, do we?
No, you didn't tell me to buy any. I'm gonna buy some tomorrow. Or later today. Basically, whatever. When I come home in the morning, I gotta buy some.
Okay. We should have steak dinner.
We're gonna have Korean barbecue on Sunday, so.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about it.
Yeah, we're crossing Sundays to get Korean barbecue, and you wanted to go to that little fungus thing?
Maybe. I feel like it depends on how my body is feeling, because I've been a little bit sore in the back for the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So if I'm not super, I'm feeling kind of sore, then I don't think walking around Balboa Park would be helpful.
Okay. That's fine. That's fair. I was gonna keep asking you more questions. One of them was gonna be you basically you talk about not wanting to get, like, I guess you don't want to be canceled, you don't want to be, like, witch hunted. Is that currently why, like I mean, you're very apparent, you very let people know that you're on the spectrum, you have odd ADHD, like, is that kind of why IRL, or not really IRL, but like why you're more reserved to using your wheelchair?
Do you mean, like, as in, like, scared of using my wheelchair?
Not
or...
scared, but like you feel that level of like anxiety, because it's not really fear, but you don't want to be like one person.
So there's a lot to do with that. That's a very that's a loaded question to unpack, and I'm willing to unpack it, but I do want to, like, emphasis that there's a lot of different emotions regarding the wheelchair. As somebody who, I don't want to say I've always been able-bodied prior, because I've always had this disability. It's just only heavily started to affect me now.
Mm-hmm.
And as somebody who grew up playing softball, I was a running back in football. Like, I did volleyball, dance, gymnastics, roller skating, biking literally all over San Diego. Like, I was a very active child and an active young adult. And to go from being able to do all of these things and having dreams that don't work out of a wheelchair. I mean, they can, but it's a lot more work than what I had already prepared myself for. And all of that kind of comes crashing down to some days I can barely walk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's heavy. It's such a heavy weight to carry for someone like me who wants to go roller skating almost every day, but can't. Who wants to go swimming at the beach, and who's really the only sport that I can do is swim, but it has to be in a pool. If I do it at the beach, I'm gonna drown. I'm not gonna be able to make it back to the shore the way that I used to. Like, there's so much. I was a boogie boarder. I was in the process of learning to surf. You know, like, I had set up lessons with my grandpa's neighbor's son. You know, like, there was so much that my body just said, yeah, you did great. Now sleep. Like, and I think that is a big, heavy toll on me. When I go and sit in the chair, it's not just, oh, I'm sitting in this chair. It's different, it's new. It's, I'm sitting in this chair and I may not ever be able to get out of it again. Like, there's going to be one day that I'm only going to be able to use my chair. You know, and that's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, and I think that, mixed with the fact that ADA compliance is not ADA accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people think just because it's compliant with ADA does not mean that it's accessible to somebody. Like, when we were hanging out with Chendo and fucking what's her face,
mm-hmm.
and you guys went to that bar, and one of my first things that I noticed at that bar is they were ADA compliant but not ADA accessible.
Yeah.
Even getting in the door, my chair barely fit. They had a sign in the back of their in the back of the bar towards where their restrooms are that had a wheelchair on it that said, if you need any help, if you need any help or if you need any assistance, please ask. And in my head, I'm am a full-grown adult. I am not a child. Disabled people are not children. They shouldn't need to have to ask for help. That was all I needed to know. I didn't even need to. My chair probably wouldn't even fit down that hallway.
Yeah.
You know? And it was one of those like realizations very early on into using my chair that this world is not meant for people like me. They don't want me here. They don't. They did not think of me when making this place in the beginning, and they probably didn't think of me until they were forced to think of me. And by thinking of me, I mean thinking of people in general. And already, like, growing up as an afterthought to my family, now I'm an afterthought to society. And it hurts. It sucks. It's why, if I can, I'll use my cane instead. Because at least with my cane, I'll have more access to places that I should already have access to in my chair. I remember using the bathroom in the park, and the way that the doors open don't even work for somebody who's in a chair. I had to have somebody help me open that bathroom door. And it's these simple things that you normally don't think about. My chair would not fit, and somebody else walking down the hallway of that bathroom stall. Bathrooms, handicapped stalls, and I could go on a rant about this. 3 feet away from the fucking toilet. What do handicapped people have Elastigirl arms? Oh god, if I did, that'd be so fucking great. All of those things make it so hard to eat my chair, and I need to, because it's only even harder to exist. And it already hurts to exist, you know? And I think that's really a lot of that. Also, the way people look at me when I'm in the chair. So, like, imagine, like, all of this. The world is not built for you in your chair. You never had to. It's all of these weights, and then people look at you like, oh. You know? And it's this, like, oh, poor young girl. Like, and it's just, it's infuriating. It's infantilizing. It's frustrating, and it the most. Like, I've never had somebody want to help me in the mall or in the stores unless they're like working there. But in my chair, people want to make themselves, and this is really what it stems out. They want to make themselves feel like they're a good person. So they see me in my chair, they see me looking at stuff that I like, and so then they take it upon themselves to find other things that I might like and try to help me shop, become my own personal shopper, without prompting. This has happened more than once now. And it's hard to, like, be upfront and be like, hey, I appreciate this, but, like, can you not? Because it sounds like I'm ungrateful. And that's not it at all. It's Sunspider Comics said it best. Unless I ask for help, or unless it's very obvious that I'm struggling, I don't help. You know? And I think that's also another, like, thing I have to. I get the same looks with my cane, but not as heavy. I get more looks of, what is than a, oh, poor you type of look. Like, people don't see me in the chair. They see the chair, and then they see the person in it. And then there's the people who just don't care. And will blatantly stand in front of my chair, act like I'm the burden, like, bitch, don't you, I already know, okay? Like, you know? And I think it's just a lot of weight. The chair is a lot heavier than it is. Like, spiritually, it's a very heavy. And I'm still working through it. And it's, my hope is, by the end of this year, I'm more comfortable in it. I don't know what I have to do to make that a thing, but yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, like I said, it was a very heavy and there's a lot to do with that.
You're fine. No worries. No worries, my love. I did want to ask you a couple questions, very much like the newlywed game. I'm gonna ask you questions, and then we're gonna see. I'll ask you the questions for you, and then I'll let you guess what mine would be for that question. All right?
Wait, am I answering the question?
Yes, you're answering the question,
and then guessing yours.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. So this is how we work. Here's a fun one. The question is, what's their weirdest habit? Do you want me to guess? I'll tell you right now what your weirdest habit is, and you can confirm or deny if it's true or not. Okay?
Okay.
Your dinosaur screeches is your weirdest habit.
Yeah, I would say that's probably one of my weirdest. I think I have a few. I have a few weird habits, but I feel like if you had to cherry pick the weirdest, I would say the dinosaurs probably the most apparently weird. For you, what is your weirdest habit?
I don't think I have any.
You don't have. You have no boundaries with the dog.
What do you mean no boundaries?
You let him lick in all of your orifices and stuff like that.
Yeah, my ears.
I would really your ears, your belly button,
my
your
mouth.
nostrils, your mouth. You let him everywhere. And I feel like if I had to pick one weird thing, that would be it. That would be the weird thing. It's not oh, you're fucking weird. It's just that's a choice.
Is that a weird?
You know?
Is that a weird? I guess it's a new habit because I don't stop them.
It's a new thing that I've known because you don't have a lot of you have your quirks, but I wouldn't say your quirks are weird. Talking nonsense.
What Disney character are they mostly like? If I had to guess, I guess I'll put it this way. I for a fact know your favorite Disney character is Tiana, but what Disney character
I'm not like her.
Yeah, I was the Disney character you're most like. I don't know. Maybe Merida from Brave. You do act like her a lot. Like you and your mom, you tend to fight more, and your dad is very much the passive voice between.
I will agree. I'll agree on that aspect, but I think there is one character that encompasses my personality very well, and probably because as a young kid I definitely based my life off of her. Megra.
I can see that.
So lover boy, I feel like I have very that
witty.
Fuck you and fuck everybody.
That witty comeback, witty humor, witty retorts.
Yeah, I can be very witty. I'm very I feign untrusting while still having the hope for people. If that makes sense. And I feel like that's very Megra. She's very hopeful that people will prove wrong, but she's seldom wrong.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's something that I resonate with her a lot, but I do have to agree that my family dynamic, a lot of my wild, I just want to do me, does stem from Merida. I will see it. I see a lot of her in me too. But yeah. I love Princess Tiana. I love her to death. I strive to be like her, not be her, but be like her in the aspect of work hard towards my goals and not give up. Be a genuine, be true, and love, you know. And I think that's something that it's a lesson she learns, is that she can be herself and love at the same time. And it's just types of things I really like about Tiana, and I think why she's my favorite is her lesson isn't, oh, fine, damsel in distress, find a prince, marry. Well, I gotta work hard, because ain't nobody gonna do it for me. And I think that's something that I love about Tiana, and why I her very deeply in my heart.
Okay.
You, Disney character, God, I can list like 3.
Okay, you can say 3, and I'll see which ones they are, because I already have an idea like who I think I'm most like as a Disney character, but I want to hear yours.
So, right off the top of my head, I W a very these two I combined together because they're two parts of the same coin, but Prince Eric from Little Mermaid and the Beast.
Okay, that's none of the ones I was thinking, but okay.
So hear me out, and this is really just in the way that I have the special privilege of seeing a side of you that is not the face you give everybody else. And in that side, I see a very giving, warm, and loving person that is willing to accept a lot for the person that they care about.
Yeah.
And I feel like Prince Eric and the Beast very much so emphasize that in their relationships with Ariel and Belle. The other character it's gonna be weird. Megamind.
Megamind's not Disney.
I see him as Disney.
He's DreamWorks. That's like the rival.
I get it, but because I don't see you because Megamind's counterpart in Disney doesn't match.
Yeah, he does. He has one.
No, it doesn't match you though.
You don't
the way
think
that Megamind matches you.
You don't think Wreck-It Ralph matches me?
But you aren't quick to anger. You are more likely fun out of it or make it. You know, you feign so much like I'm. So the difference between Wreck-It Ralph and Megamind is Wreck-It Ralph is typecasted as a bad guy but is a good guy. And doesn't want to be seen as a bad guy. You want to be seen as a bad guy, but you good fucking genuinely such a good person. You were so good. You were so sweet. You were so kind. You were so thoughtful. You were so loving. And I see that. That's why, yes, Ralph in a lot of ways, or more Mega Ralph than Wreck-It Ralph. And that's why Megamind is Disney in this aspect, only for this setting.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Because it's the way that they handle their situations that's, and like, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. If you could, let me see this. If you could domesticate any animal and keep it as a pet, what would they choose? You would choose an axolotl, a moth, and I believe that's it. Just an axolotl. It'd either be an axolotl or a moth. If you then
got a liger,
or I was gonna say a big cat would also be like the third option, but it's definitely in order. It's axolotls first, then it's moths, and then it's big cats like jungle cats.
Yeah. I feel like yours is a no-brainer. It'd be a fucking
Yeah.
Like dude, I don't think anybody had to guess that.
If you had to guess another animal, what would you think it would be other than wolf?
I don't know why, but I could see you trying to domesticate a bear.
Yeah, I think I would. The third option would have been like a panther or a jaguar.
I was about to say probably like a big cat, but specifically like I see you more doing a jaguar than anything, just because like the spiritual like aspect connecting to like you know.
This is
but yeah,
we're almost done, but this is a fun one. Who's most likely to end up in jail, you or me?
You.
No, it's you. Definitely you.
Why me?
You're more quick to anger.
I mean, I did used to joke and partially joke that my retirement plan, if you pass, is one thing: I'm gonna become a nun, or I'm gonna hunt down pedophiles.
Yeah. Who's more competitive, you or me?
Me.
Yep, definitely you.
Very competitive. I get that from my father. There's a reason we don't have family game night.
Who is more likely to get embarrassed of the other person, you or me? It's you.
I feel like I'm more likely to get embarrassed, but also more likely to do embarrassing things.
I think I will make you more embarrassed. You get more embarrassed than me than I could ever get embarrassed of you, because I don't get embarrassed of you. But you definitely are. There's moments where like you'll be like, you don't need to say screaming that out loud. You don't need to say that. You need to say, someone help those puppy. Yeah, he's gonna go for a walks right now. We're about to end this. He has to go bathroom, so he's definitely gonna go walkies in a second. We're gonna wrap this up right now. Actually, my love, thank you for coming. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you. Te amo mucho. Do you have anybody you want to raid right now?
I only have one of my people's live, and we could raid them. They're large froggy. They're playing some Minecraft right now.
Yeah.
I can send you the username right now.
Send me the thing, and then we can all go raid them, and then you can give me a raid message to send them.
Oh my god. So I sent you the Twitch link. Ribbit Zoo Pals.
Ribbit Zoo Pals is the message.
Yes, that is the raid message. Ribbit Zoo Pal.
Alright. So thank you again, my love, for joining us. I appreciate you so much. We're gonna go raid this frog, Ribbit Zoo Pals. We're all gonna go say Ribbit Zoo Pals and go raid this person, so stay tuned.
Ribbit as in like frog. Ribbit.
Large froggy.
Ribbit.
Alright. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you to my beautiful wife for joining us on the stream for the Crimson Room. She has been a fantastic Seattle mad. Oh my god. What is this? Fucking Penta? WWE reference. Thank you so much again, my love. I appreciate you for coming on the stream.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having fun. We're gonna go raid your friend now and give him the message, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Ribbit Zoo Pals.